Wheels on the bus going round and round. Yeah, wheels going round and round. Yeah, and we rolling through your town. Yeah, hey, round and round and round and round and round. Yeah, round and round and round and round and round. Round and round and round and.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to 2024, the first edition of the Big Ugly Sports Show of 2024. We are now brought to you by the Bank of Dudley. We're your first source for mediocre, below average sports coverage. Glad you could join us today. We got a table full. The guys are fired up. Opie's running late. We're here. My name is Chill. Glad you could join us. Let's meet the rest of the team. I just picture him running out when I hear this music. He is a UGA graduate and a die-hard dog. He can make a bottle of mouthwash stink. His bottom row looks like he bit a brick. Loves to call people an idiot. He is the one and only pride of Buddy Johnson Road. I'm talking about Adam Hight Hightower.
I ain't called anybody idiot yet. Good morning.
In 2024 today.
We just
in
started.
2024.
Yes,
That is not.
started.
That is not a New
I
Year's
bet you
resolution.
won't say that at the end of the show.
That's not a New Year's resolution for me.
The man over here playing his electric guitar. He looks like chewed up bubblegum with his shirt off. Nobody dries out a brisket quite like him. He's best known for bragging about his humility. He's red-headed and his eyes barely open. I'm talking about Matt Opie Hightower.
Man, with y'all being here so much earlier than me, I thought the heater would be cranked up a little higher.
It is not. It is not.
I'm shivering over here.
It is not.
It's lack of
so
preparation. I'm wearing two jackets.
This is freaking crap. And like, I'm telling you what, there's run out music for these two clowns, and I get this crap.
But if anybody's a flautist, it's you.
Listen, if this
Or
was
is that
a
a- is that a
musical,
piccolo?
somebody would be tiptoeing across the stage right now.
Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, he had a
Twinkle
cup of
toes.
coffee in the Marines. They call him short story long, survives daily off of 5-hour energy shots. He always comes 0% research, but 100% passion. Mr. War Eagle for life, the bear, Mitch Lawhorn.
I've been watching a lot of Jersey Shore. Fist bumping with the
Know what that
Guidos.
is?
Fist bumping with the Guidos.
Well,
You kind of
man,
remind me of Snooki a little bit.
it is 2024, the new year. Man, we're excited to be here for another year. Thanks. We put a listing on Facebook for all of our sponsors from last year. We greatly appreciate that. But without further ado, we got to welcome in our new sponsor.
Man.
So our title sponsor this year,
Bank of Dudley.
Bank of Dudley.
Go see Josh Cruz, Candace McNeil, and them all over there at Bank of Dudley.
They've been good
Which
to
one's
us.
Cruise at? The East Dublin?
Downtown.
The East Downtown?
Main branch.
Yep.
Big time.
Yep. So we're super excited to partner with them for this year and everything. They've been good to us, and we're fired up about that. Also, we got Brian Subs coming back. Brad Meeks and the gang over there at Brian Subs.
Well, Brad Meeks.
Brad Meeks. So, and he's continuing to do the free sub, and nothing gets more people fired up around Lawrence County than the free sub over there at Brian's. J2 Streaming back in the fold this year.
Man, J2, appreciate you coming in clutch yesterday, me trying to watch football. Thank you.
Jazz, you can't beat the prices for being able to stream what they offer. We've got Elite Comfort Solutions coming back. So Blake O'Neill and the guys are from the Toombs County area, but looking to branch out, does a great job with all your HVAC needs. And you won't find anybody that cares more about his work than him. And then Kyle Shepard and the guys over at Big Peach Car Wash
Big
coming
Peach.
this April. So that rounds out our sponsors.
Fired
We're
up to see my truck get washed off.
Man, that was a good commercial. I'm ready for them to hear the commercial today. That was good. So excited for those sponsors, and they're partnering with us this year. And if you hear that and you're thinking, hey, I want to be a bus sponsor, reach out to us. You can inbox on social media, send us an email at biguglysports@gmail.
Maybe we can get some insulation in this bad boy.
Listen,
Or
at least
the heat and air.
What a great
Don't we got a lot of heat?
segment.
We got a lot of heating and air places. in
Let's
Lawrence
get the
Well, we
people
got
fired up about a new year by diving right into no content, just sponsorship.
well, you wouldn't understand this because you know.
He don't worry about paying the bills.
No,
does
but these people have given us of their money. It's the least we can do to pay them some. This is coming from a guy who shows up late and comes in moping, sad.
he? Yeah. If I wasn't worried about paying bills, I'd be fired up.
So yeah, Elite Comfort Solutions. Maybe we need to get Blake out here and let's see if he can insulate this thing and get us some heat in here. But,
Absolutely.
Man, there's
Just a little bit of heat would be nice.
well, you got it blowing on your neck over there a little bit. So If it's your first time listening to us, or if you haven't yet, make sure you're subscribed on whatever platform you're listening to. That allows us to track you guys and see what kind of following we got, and we appreciate all of you that listen every week. So let's dive in. What's he got over here?
Babies.
Just double
Is it
check.
warm in there?
Warm.
He was pulling one of these. Hold him.
A little too much to grab there.
That is a lot. That was a lot.
Make you want to stay there for a second.
Just comfort up in your bosom.
Great radio.
So let's talk UGA Florida State. Let's recap that real quick. What were your takeaways from those games, or that game?
Well, I think it was what most people predicted it would be when everyone saw FSU's opt-outs. So, they were missing something like 8 or 9 guys that were starters, both sides of the ball combined. I mean, it was an absolute beatdown. And it just, you see what the guys that play for Georgia, they could have opted out, and prepared for the draft, and they didn't, and they showed up and put the whammy on them. So, but, I don't know if y'all had a chance to listen to Kirby's comments after the game. He said, this thing's broken, somebody needs to fix it.
Exactly right.
Yeah, excuse me about that.
Getting emotional about it.
First throat clearing of the new year here. And anyway, so yeah, it was. Which I love to see it. Raji, love to see his team
he was a good sport about it.
He was. Which he was.
Didn't have no choice.
He knew like most everybody else that they were going to be outmatched, and he said all along, even if they were full go, that he thought they'd be outmatched, but. Anyway, and it was good to see some of the backups get some playing time.
I loved every second
A lot
of
of
it.
playing time.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would have liked to, I enjoyed it also. I would have loved to seen us against them fully loaded. I think we win, but I think it would have been a really good game to watch.
I think
instead of by 60, we probably just win by 30.
By 50.
Yeah, I think it showed two things. One, Georgia's a really good team, and I think I still go back. I know it's a little sour grapes because we're on the outside looking in, but I still am frustrated by the fact that they swapped criteria halfway through the top 4. The first 2 they went off of resume. The next 2 they went off of who do we think deserve, or who do we think is the best teams, but they didn't apply that same logic to Georgia because everybody thinks Georgia's one of the best teams, if not the best team in the country, and they don't get a chance to show it right now. So that's frustrating, but there's nothing we could do about it. So we just went out and handled business where we could, and I think that shows what Georgia is all about. And the second thing that's so good is, like you're saying, the culture of all those guys who waited until after the bowl game to declare for the NFL draft. I think that shows the buy-in and the atmosphere that Kirby has within the program, and I think that really says more than anything about where we're going to go forward, and what a great group of guys we had right now.
Those seniors, 50 went, was it 50-4?
Yeah, 50 wins, the most ever. and Georgia broke their own record for the biggest win
Yeah.
in a bowl game history.
It just shows how the system's broken, man. I mean, it's crazy. It's going to get worse.
Yeah.
If somebody don't step in, and there is no criteria. So they can put whoever they want in there.
Yeah. Well, the playoff next year will help it for 12 teams instead of 4.
Even with 12 teams, there's still no criteria.
Outside of the 12 teams, nobody else is going to play.
And this thing, college football has really gotten out of hand as far as who controls it.
Right.
Because the NCAA really doesn't have any control over who's moving conferences, who's scheduling what, and I don't foresee anybody being able to step in and control it.
I tell you what,
It's like a runaway car down a hill.
Because no conference is going to let it happen. You think the SEC is going to let somebody be over all the conferences?
No, because it's all about them making money.
It's about making money.
The
money for
SEC
them.
wants to be over what the new conference is, and so does
Right.
the Big Ten. And I think they might be together. To me, those are the 2 big conferences. But one thing that might help us get to where we want to get to is, how does Vegas, and everything runs off of money. That's what drives everything. So if you're Vegas, how do you point spread these games early on when you have no idea who's going to play in it? It's not an injury report. Like, that's the reason the NFL has to declare injuries the week leading up to, so they can handicap games. So the fact that we have no idea who's playing, and the game can swing 20 points on the
did you
players
see how
available.
big the Georgia FSU game changed? I think it went from like 14.5 to 20.
Went up to 23, I think. It was the largest in bowl history.
That's a good take, Oak. I think you're hitting the nail on the head there. You find out what the motivation is. It's money. All right. Well, then who can really influence that? And those people have a big slice of the pie and a big vested interest in it, I guess. And they could potentially try to throw some weight around about how that thing works. But this with the NIL, and transfer portal and all this other stuff.
I seen where Coach Kelly, I think he did an interview after the LSU game. He said that when he was agreeing with Coach Smart about the transfer portal, he's like, there's no reason, and I agreed 100% that there should be that first. You shouldn't be able to enter the transfer portal until the bowl games, till the season's over.
Well, that's a byproduct of they got to start the season earlier if they want to do that, and it's just going to extend out with the new playoff format.
And you get your early
enrollees.
You got your
early
spring,
enrollees.
You got your post spring game transfer portal, but the problem is they got to be able to go into the portal, find a home, and then enroll in school prior to the January semester, or they're going to be pushing it to be late. You can still go after January 1st, but it becomes harder.
So is there a solution with the transfer portal? Is there a different, as far as timing, that would help this out?
I don't like the things that he just brought up. I mean, the guys that are wanting to leave, they want to get out and then shop around, get recruited, so to speak, and then be able to enroll for this new semester. So I don't know that there is. I think the best thing, or one of the easier things to do, would just say you get one transfer and that's it.
Without penalty.
Without penalty. Anything after that, you're going to have to sit out a year.
Well, I think they're kind of trying to say that now, but they're not enforcing it at all. But so that brings up a real interesting point. Let's look at Dylan Raiola. If you're a guy coming out of high school who's on a trajectory to be a it's early.
That
was a mouthful. So
spell it.
I can spell it easier than I can say it. So on a trajectory to be a great quarterback, a high recruit, what benefit is there for you to go to Georgia and sit on the bench for 2-3 years when you can just transfer into Georgia after playing 2-3 years at Nebraska with no penalty? So Nebraska then becomes your training program. You go play, you get playing time, you get the reps, you get the exposure. You go there for 2-3 years, you don't win anything, but you get that playing time. Then you go to Georgia for your senior year, and all of a sudden you're playing for national championship.
This dude came out of the box swinging in 2024. I mean, that's another good take.
The key is,
I think what's really happening is y'all are recognizing my talent in 2024.
Where's it been?
Always been there.
No,
Always
that's
been there.
not
Always been
true.
there.
That's not true.
98% of the stuff you say don't.
It don't resonate. I tell you what you need to do.
That's the word I would resonate with. Literally, the word I was thinking.
You need to, the vocabulary on this side of the table is strong. What you need to do is be more humble when you come through that door, like you were this morning, and good things are going to happen for you.
He did come in with his tail tucked, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Don't you point them thick gloves at me like that.
I might put a little heat over there.
Don't you point them tit gloves at me.
Hey, vocabulary strong, enunciation real weak over here.
Yeah, man, he is on fire this morning. Is this what? Can we expect this? Or
There's no chance he can repeat this.
I had 2 weeks to think about it when I was at home.
Oh man, so do we ever get to the game to where the transfer portal's gone, or is this the new college football forever? Or do we ever go back to where there's penalty off a nigel? I just do it.
There's no accountability.
Yeah.
Anywhere in college football, there's no accountability, and I mean that's the key.
I'm with Law.
I think we will get there eventually, but it's happening fast, and it's a system that went 180 degrees overnight. And I think it's going to be something to the side of a unionization of college football players at some point. But I just don't know how you get there if you're a student. It's become a minor league football.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what Saban said.
I don't know how you.
Thing. He said we're a semi-pro football team.
Yeah, I don't know how you put a pin around all of it right now.
So, All right, well, we'll circle back. We've got some more college football to talk about and NIL stuff and all that, but it's time for our first commercial break of 2024. Got a couple of new commercials in here, so listen to our sponsors and stay with us. We'll be right back.
New year, new financial goals? Whether it's saving, investing, or planning for the future, we've got your back. Visit Bank of Dudley today and let's make 2024 your year for financial success. Bank with confidence at Bank of Dudley. Since 1905, member FDIC.
This is Brad Meeks, owner of Brian's Giant Subs. Thanks for listening to the Big Ugly Sports Podcast. Come see us today to grab your favorite sub, 1632 Veterans Boulevard in the Oaks Shopping Center, Dublin, Georgia.
J2 Streaming Services. With over 9,000 live channels and packages starting at $15 per month, you literally can't beat it. Visit them on the web at www.j2streaming.com. Proud sponsor of the Big Ugly Sports Show.
For all your HVAC needs, please call Elite Comfort Solutions. We specialize in commercial and residential HVAC. The number is 833-483-HVAC and the website is www.elitecomfortsolutions-inc.com. Call for a free quote today.
Big Peach Car Wash coming this April across from Walmart on Highway 80. I hadn't washed my truck in 5 years. I'm breaking that streak this April.
Is there some truth in that?
There's a lot of truth.
Welcome back to the Big Ugly Sports Show, brought to you by the Bank of Dudley. That was our first commercial break, so thanks for all those sponsors of new commercials. Opie with a cameo on there sounded sleepy, but he got in there. So you got something to close on that line?
All I know is I'm confident that if the guys in this room, the minds in this room can't figure out a solution, it's impossible. There's no way there's anybody smarter than the guys in this room.
I can agree with that.
Yeah. Law was valedictorian.
Not about it.
You what? Okay, my
Honor
bad.
grade.
Law, that hair is something else this morning. Now, did you wash it? I'm just curious.
I did wash it.
Okay.
And I've already explained that I have to spray a bunch of hairspray in it because the stupid lady that cut it has it down to like all the way down here to this eye. If you can see it on YouTube, you're going to have to watch this episode on YouTube so you can see. So I have to come over so that it's down here and it's short up here.
Please come in one morning with it flipped the other way, like all down in your eyes.
No.
That'd be good. Well, that looks good, Law. So, all right, we got a segment right here that we're about to introduce called Between the Buses. And I don't know if we can really explain on air, Hight, what between the buses, what happens between the buses.
Y'all already talk about it 24/7.
Shout out to Danny Johnson, the GOAT, for coming up with this segment idea for Law.
I didn't get it.
Just put in your mind, put Law's hobby that he gets made fun of a lot, and between the buses. That's what kind of goes down there. So, in this segment, Law, you got the mic for about 30 seconds, and I'm gonna time it because I know how you get long-winded.
Long-winded,
and we will mute. But this is your segment to kind of just take out frustration or anger or anything you got.
Very excited
before my 30 seconds start.
Okay.
The between the buses section has to do with how. Apparently, as I get older, the more irritated I get about everything. So during the school day, I have to ease out, catch my breath, count to 10, or I really feel like I'm going to end up hurting somebody.
When you say catch your breath,
and when you say count to 10,
catch your breath.
I mean, I have to catch your breath.
Hey, to each their own on their planning period.
Exactly.
To each their own.
I love
It's my
how
planning period.
you
I can
told
do
him he
what I
had
want.
30 seconds, and he was like, hey, before my 30 seconds goes, let me get a minute and a half in.
All right, Law, what you got?
Well, it kind of goes off of what we were just talking about.
Hey, stare at the camera when you say it. Don't.
It kind of goes off what we were just talking about is accountability. I feel like in today, it's personally it's on us. Our children have zero accountability. There's an action for every action. There's a consequence or a reward, and in some cases, but kids want quick rewards. They want to be rewarded for things, everyday tasks that they should be doing anyway. And to me, I feel like there's just zero accountability. You're talking about the NIL, the transfer portal. Those kids made a choice to go to college. You signed some note saying I'm going to this college. And then the day before you change, I'm going to enter the transfer portal because I made a bad choice. There's no consequences for your actions. And to me, that's how we're raising our children. So it's a big thing going on right now, and there's just no accountability whatsoever. And not only in college football, but you look in our school systems, it's the same thing. There's no accountability for any kid's actions. So that was my take on the NIL and the Georgia Florida State game.
I love it, Law.
Is those kids chose to go to Georgia. Now, I'm saying this off of because me and Haley went to years ago when Georgia played Texas in the Sugar Bowl. Well, the same thing happened. It was Georgia players that opted out of that game, and we lost to Texas in the Sugar Bowl because of it.
Ruined your trip, didn't it?
It did.
My thing is, like, you go to a school, people make wrong choices. You made the wrong choice. Maybe you did. Maybe when you got there, you realized this is the best of my career. But I do think that when you move, there's got to be something. Like, yeah, I'm all for people going to another school if it ain't working out there. But
in high school, you have to sit out a year. I mean, if I opt out, I'm going to go to unless you can work the system a little bit. But still, there's some type of consequence in GHSA for you changing schools for the most part. But at the same time, I mean, so you're teaching these kids that, and then they get up and they're older and now they're adults. What are you telling them about marriage? Well, I don't like this marriage. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to divorce.
Yeah.
I'll find a better marriage.
How many of y'all are at the same job you started out of college? Nobody? So you had a free choice of changing jobs if you didn't like the one you were at, or you didn't like your circumstances, or they circumstances?
So is college football a job?
Very clearly is. They're getting paid a whole lot more money than we are.
That's a good way to look at it. But
that is a way to look at it. If that's the career choice, the path they're on, that's the career choice.
To me,
but I thought college was so that you could pick a career.
Well, college sports used to be club sports, and then it just got souped up really high, and now we're just recognizing it for what it is. It's been this way for a while, and I don't like all the moving back and forth, and I don't like people opting out of bowl games, but I also don't like limiting people's right to earn money on whatever skill they have that's sellable or marketable. So, we're trying to market our awesome personalities. If I could run a 4.4, I wouldn't be so worried about my personality. I'd be out there selling that 4.4.
Nobody buy it.
The thing about that is, Opie, you basically have a contract, right? And the school invests a bunch of money in you in the recruiting process. They invest a bunch of money in you for housing, for food, for medical care, for training, and all kind of tutors, and all transportation, and all these different things. And the school wants they're investing in these people, and they should be able to have a return on them. And there's some of these guys they're not getting returns on.
Well, and other people are reaping it.
Right. Like you just made a great point about what about Raiola if he goes to Nebraska for 3 years, just as, hey, I know I can go play there. Well, then when they really, or 2 years, then whenever he's a junior or senior and he could potentially be a Heisman winner, well, now he's jumping ship and going somewhere else. When there's nothing wrong with that place. Like, if you think about when Justin Fields transferred out of Georgia, right? There was nothing wrong with Georgia. Nobody treated him poorly. That matter of fact, I don't
think that's how he transferred, though. I think he did make some negative comments about
that's
how
what
he
I'm
was
saying.
treated.
That's what I'm saying. It's abused just so the kid can have a different situation. He didn't like the fact that Jake Fromm started over him, so he just up and jumped ship and then made claims about being treated wrongly.
But you don't know what promises were made or what promises weren't made, or maybe it just didn't work out the way you're saying. There's no return on investment, and that's not necessarily true. If the guy's on the practice squad, he's returning investment. If he's helping in the film room, he's returning on investment. So, I guess what I'm saying is, if it's in the contract, if it's in black and white that they can do it, then they should do it. If they don't, you're crazy if you don't do it, because you got to be. It's a business for these guys, so they need to be looking out for themselves. And if the rules aren't fair, then change the rules.
It's still a life choice,
right? I mean, and I agree. It change the rules, because there has to be guardrails on this thing.
There needs to be. The problem is nobody can figure out where the guardrails need to be.
Did we hijack between the buses?
No, he went.
No, I like it. I like it. I just.
No, he got his time in. Well, we went overtime actually.
There's no accountability for the choices they make. I mean, it's if I choose to go work for a company and after 2 days of working for that company and I sign a contract with them and I don't like it anymore, then there should be some type of negative consequence for me leaving that company. It's the same. And again, I compared it to marriage because I'm comparing it to a life choice. You're making a life choice because you said, I'm talking about a career. You chose that as a career. It's the same as a marriage. It's a life choice. I made a life choice. And let's say after a month of being married, you know what? This woman made me a bunch of promises and she ain't fulfilling my promises, the promises she made me. What do I up and jump ship? Is that okay?
I don't think comparing marriage to a choice of college or career is the same thing. I
can see the relation though, as far as what kids are in today's society. It's easy. I think the whole thing is it's easy to jump ship when things are hard or when you're not happy.
No, I agree.
And there's
with
not
that.
really penalties for it. You just do it and everybody's just
I
okay
agree
with it.
that people leaving just because the situation is difficult is bad. It's bad for their growth because you grow through difficult times. But I don't think I don't think it's a good comparison on marriage. I think it's more similar to you have a yearly contract and at the end of the year you can choose to go somewhere else and they can choose not to renew you. Neither one of those is likely to happen.
But is that the option for the college? Can I choose not to renew?
Yeah.
Some guy that I recruit?
Yes,
no,
they
can't.
They don't
can't.
because it's bad for business and they won't get any more recruits.
I signed a scholarship with a kid and I gave him a 4-year scholarship. I can't say, you know what, I'm going to take my scholarship back. You didn't quite work out the way I thought you would. Them colleges can't do that.
So he's right. I don't know if you remember, Ole Miss got in some.
No, I was
right?
about to bring that
right.
up.
So they
had an offensive lineman who Lane Kiffin told he had to be a defensive lineman. Basically, say, I'm going to make you miserable so you'll quit the team.
Was that
or
the
transfer?
One that
Excuse me.
In the office, he was in the office and they recorded what he said to
right, and he couldn't take it away. He had to make him quit,
which is essentially the same thing. I mean, he's not taking it away officially, but he's saying, I'm going to make your life so miserable that you'll want to quit and your career's over. So that's it's not like there's a one-sided situation where the coaches and the universities are great and the players are evil. I think everybody's
they're looking out for their
themselves.
best. Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
They're looking out for their best interest. I agree.
All right, we forgot to do it right after the break. Opie had to close his comment in, but it's time for our Brian Subs Winner of the Week. We got to make sure we do that. So to enter this each week, all you have to do is tag someone or tag 2 people and share the status and like our page to enter to win. So this week's winner of the Brian's Giant Sub is Denise Strickland.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Denise.
You know who that is?
She was my youth director when I was a youngster.
Shout out to Miss Denise Strickland. She's a regular into the Brian Subs.
Also, Chad Odom's wife's aunt.
Boy, that's a reach right there. Okay, so Denise, make sure you go buy Brian's Giant Subs. Tell them that the Buzz team sent you and get you a free half sub courtesy of Brian Subs. So thank you, Brad, and those guys for continuing to do that. Real quick update on the Bus Bowl Mania with 1 game remaining. Dogs 3-peat intact 2024. Don't know who that is. They're in first place.
It's definitely not me.
I couldn't tell you what's going on.
Don't call out
my
last
app.
place.
They're 26-16, so that was a good. And pick 6, who we know is Dusty Nix, Ryan Clanton, and then Beck for Heisman, and then Jay. They're all tied for second place at 24-18. So, and I'm not sure based on how we've got this set up if the national championship's worth any extra points. If it's not, then Dogs 3-peat will have it 1, but we will wait until next Monday to see. So next year we're going to.
Still on last.
What's your name?
Bad. It was so bad.
Law Dog. Yeah, you're tied for last with Opie's coworker.
Who is the coworker?
I don't know yet. I've asked a few people. I hadn't figured it out.
They're not coming out now.
Yeah, they
Height, you're
It looks like I just
21-19.
closed my eyes and made
Hey,
picks.
21-19.
8th place, not bad.
I am
take
that
in typical fashion. 19-23, below 500. That's me. We're at 12th. And Opie, who are you?
Buddy Johnson.
Yeah, 19-23 also with
That
me.
dude's
So
terrible.
Good place to be.
So we've got. I guess everybody needs to make sure they pick the national champion because it's updated now. So you'll have to go pick that national champion.
I need that win.
And I'm assuming we've still only had a handful of people to pay.
Well, I don't know.
Who do I send?
I lost my phone last week.
Tell us a little bit about how that happened, Hight.
So crazy story here. Not really crazy, but not really hard to imagine me losing my phone again. But
don't have to imagine. It happens every couple months.
So anyway,
me
and my kids in the yard playing. It's Christmas break. We're having a good time. I'm taking Snapchat videos, sending them to my wife about a kid. We're shooting Orbeez, BB guns, bowling. I mean, time of our lives. Well,
sending Snapchats of this.
Yeah,
I mean, I've got a snap, so phone in hand to do that.
So then Jeremy comes in. She comes in from work, and I need to go to the restroom. Okay, there's no TP. All right, so then I'm like, I'm just going to run down to the marathon. I'm going to drive down to the marathon.
What a life y'all live.
Is this?
Did you drive to the marathon to get toilet paper or to use?
Yes, to buy toilet paper.
All right.
And they had one
Roll.
One
roll.
four-pack.
There you
One
go.
four-pack.
Oh.
One four-pack. So I was fired up, but I realized on the way I don't have my phone on. That's fine. I'll get it when I get back. I ain't found it. I ain't seen it since. Don't know where it's at.
At the marathon. Some truckers using
So then I'm trying to get my phone. I'm trying to find my iPhone. Well, surprise, I can't remember my Apple ID password. So then I get locked out of my Apple ID. I call Apple support.
They're no help.
They're like, well, can you check your email? Well,
I don't know my email password.
No, I do know my email password. If I could, but see the two-step authentication process sends a text message to my phone, which is currently lost. So anyway, so I've had to reset it, and they're like, well, you got to wait 5 days. They're calling me today at 5:54 p.m. to let me know how the next step in this process.
Are we eventually? Does this end up in us being able to trace the other phone? Is that will you be able to do that?
It will give me its last.
It's probably in the front.
Where's it at? It's
in
in
the front yard.
There's no doubt it's there.
It's under a couch.
Listen, to be in Hight's head for one day, just to live in there and hang out to see what's going on up there. Because for those of you that don't know, Hight will leave something like most of the time of some importance too, not like a pencil. He'll leave his wallet. He's left his keys to the school when he used to work at West High. Multiple occasions, he's asking people to leave his door unlocked because he ain't got his keys.
I just black out. Like, I think back to where my phone was. Like, the last thing I remember is recording my kids playing in the yard and thinking, man, we're having a good time. And I literally got nothing. Like, there may be something in my subconscious where we could find my phone if I was hypnotized, but I can't.
To me, the biggest part of that story is completely out of toilet paper, had to run to the store before he could even use the bathroom. That's down bad.
That happens.
It doesn't happen in my
house. With 4 kids, it probably slips up on you. You don't have 4, buddy. You can't relate.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what it's like.
It might have been like it's a weekend. Maybe we got the grocery list coming on
and there's
Sunday.
a lot of sickness. So you know that toilet paper.
They just running through it. Wiping both ends all the time.
Well,
I don't understand how you lose it, but
well, I mean, hey, here's the thing. I mean, he has it all together.
Yeah,
he has everything figured out.
That is true.
This guy's wearing a navy blue hat and a black sweatshirt. I mean, but he's got it all figured out.
He was going
like we're supposed to believe he never ran out of toilet paper.
As you said that, he just eyeballed your outfit looking for something to say. He couldn't land on anything.
Like, golly,
he couldn't land.
No, funny story for the audience here is he went to take that hat off earlier, and Hight told him to keep it on just so he could make that comment.
That's what he was doing when he did it.
No, that was out of sympathy.
He pre-planned that.
He looked so sad and beat down.
Everybody else in the world's phones just getting bigger, screens getting bigger. Adam's on an iPhone 4.
Listen,
he had to regress.
Look at this. I did go to Walmart, got the cheapest straight talk phone that I could find. It was $160, and it don't even have a flashlight.
You're just gonna throw it away anyway.
You don't need a flashlight.
But hey, if I find if this afternoon, if they can tell me where my last known address was on that iPhone.
Now he's selling that one for $200. This turns into a profit for Hight.
Speaking of that, you'll enjoy this. Last year I was fired up after Dogs win an Natty. I book a hotel in Houston. Okay, great rate.
Side of this year's Natty.
That's right. Phenomenal rate. $290 per night. It was for 2 nights, Sunday, Monday. Anyway. Well, I get a message saying, well, the credit card that you used it expired or whatever before, anyway.
Probably lost it.
No, I didn't. So anyway, I was like, okay, well, hotel room canceled. No biggie. I get an email this week. Hey, don't forget your room next weekend. So I'm like,
charging the credit card. You
I'm
don't
like,
have it.
hey, I need to try to sell this baby. So if anybody needs a room in Houston,
You got to tap into the Washington and somehow their fan base is Washington and Michigan and advertise
there's got
that.
to be a place to advertise it and post it somewhere. I don't know where it is.
You gonna do your due diligence, figure that out.
Well,
I know it.
I don't have my passwords to anything. It's all in my phone. I don't know.
Hey,
what
but
to do.
today at 5:54, all problem solved.
But I got to have this thing canceled by tomorrow.
I guarantee you he'll find a way to sell it because let me tell you what he did to my buddy Britt the other day. He's trying to sell some tickets to that bowl game he had, and nobody wants it. And Britt asked him, what kind of seats are they? Good seats? And I was like, oh, yeah, they're good seats.
That's not what I said.
Good seats. They're good seats.
No, I did not
you
say
said
good.
they were good seats.
No, I said they were okay.
No.
I said they were
You
okay.
are
I said they're
lying
okay.
Is this in
on-
text or convo?
Pull it up.
It was in a text.
Pull it up. I said they're okay.
My
And then I
phone
said,
doesn't-
I
he
sent,
said they're good seats.
and then I sent a map
let
of
me
the
tell a
stadium.
story. No, he
I didn't
said
do
they're
that.
good seats. They're good seats. Looked them up. Literally no seats higher than no seats.
But
Your back's up against the fence up there.
I sent a map of the seat
Sergeant
chart.
After you talked about how they were good seats,
I said they're okay.
Then,
I said they're
then
okay.
his defense was, there's no bad seats in that stadium.
Have you ever been there? Have you ever sat in there and watched the game?
I have.
Watched the game.
I've been on the field.
Have you ever sat in there and watched the game?
Where? Where?
He had. I can tell by
he
looking
hadn't.
at.
He hadn't.
He's just been in there.
I know
all
he
day.
hadn't. I know he hadn't.
Now he's. I think I have.
No, he hadn't. 100% didn't.
Was this the Peach Bowl? Still
Yeah.
So for circling back to Hight's
Just took
phone
a loss on that.
for the audience that's listening, what a great opportunity for you to comment and let us know where do you think Hight's phone is. Let's all place our bets.
Or
Let's
if
all
you,
place
if you
our
got
bets.
my phone.
Let's
If you've got my phone, please.
Photoshop pictures of Height's phone in different places.
We need to give a reward to people in your front yard that are searching. We'll give a reward to them. So, all right,
He's
it's
probably
time.
in that ditch with that dog.
I walked down the road.
We don't need to bring
it's
that
too
back
soon.
up.
Too
I walked.
soon.
Listen, I walked down the road at nighttime with a flashlight looking for my phone.
Not on that new phone.
Not a new
you did.
phone you didn't.
No, this was an actual flashlight. It was 2 days before my youngest son tore it
He
up.
got
He
it for
tears
Christmas.
everything up.
All right, y'all. Let's pause for our second commercial break. Stay with us. We will wrap up the show on the other side.
Bank of Dudley is proud to sponsor the Big Ugly Sports Show. Wherever you're listening to your favorite sports show, you can also be banking with your favorite bank. Bank of Dudley offers mobile and online banking platforms to make managing your money easy. Get on that Bank of Dudley bus. Beep. Bank of Dudley since 1905. Member FDIC.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Big Ugly Sports Show, brought to you by Bank of Dudley. We are here in our last segment. Got a quick game to play with you guys, so Hight, don't look at my screen because the answers will be on here. I'm going to name one color at a time, okay? And
I'm colorblind.
you don't have to. You're not going to look at it. You're going to hear it, and you're,
You're
going
going to hear a color?
If I said red, that is you hearing the color red.
All right, I'm in.
I can't believe it was so hard for him to understand that. How
Sometimes-
do I hear a color?
Sometimes you
No,
know.
hear
I can
color.
only see colors. I can't hear
I
colors.
can't hear color.
All right, so
This guy can't see him or hear him.
I'm going to give you. This is what these colors I found on the internet. So if they're off, it's on the internet, not me. But I'm going to give you one color at a time, up to 3 colors, and after each color, you got to guess the logo of that. It's a college team, okay? And these are Power 5 college teams, okay? So the first color, gold. Any
Michigan.
shots?
Iowa Hawkeyes.
UCF.
All right, nobody got that one. All right, so now gold, crimson. Crimson / red. It looks more
USC.
red. It looks more red to me, but
USC.
it's labeled as crimson.
USC.
I'll tell y'all when you get it right. You know, so
Boston
I
College.
don't know if you heard me.
That's a good guess.
That wasn't a guess.
the color to me is more red than those colors,
It's
y'all.
more red.
Western-
But it's listed as crimson.
Western Kentucky.
There's no.
And then the
gold.
last one, blue. Gold, crimson, blue. Like
That
a brighter
sounds-
blue.
That sounds terrible.
I feel like he's doing
It's actually a really good color, really good school.
Gold,
It's a really good.
crimson,
I mean,
and blue.
What color blue?
it's like,
Like a navy blue?
like a brighter blue, kind of like that right there on your big gulp. Shout out to the
Royal
Polar Pop.
blue.
It's not royal though. I
The
wouldn't say.
sky blue.
It just said blue.
like a blue.
That's a polar pop blue. Is what
All
it
right,
is.
we got a couple. Let's go. Get your final answers.
Man,
in.
this segment.
I like it, Jill. I don't know the
Mix it
answer,
up.
but I like it.
I have no idea who that.
Captain Egg over here.
I don't
though.
either.
5, 4, 3.
You go ahead.
2, 1. Kansas Jayhawks.
Gold's in their
Gold?
color?
That's what it said. Yeah.
Never. I don't. I
Red,
think
if
you're
you
wrong.
just said red, blue, and white, I would have thought white was their other color.
You wouldn't have guessed
Never
red,
seen
blue, and
gold.
white. You
Never
go-
seen gold. Oh,
All right, here
you
we
know
go.
what? On the
The
football
beak.
helmet on the beak.
Yep. There you go. Which is actual part of the logo. So here we go.
Oh, we're talking about the logo or the school colors?
Their school colors is what it said.
Really? And you said gold first is their
Well, I
number
did
one
that,
school
but
color?
I did no. I didn't. These aren't in order of their primary to
trying to-
secondary.
he's
should
trying
We're
to
talking
trick
about
us.
tertiary
He
colors.
should have. He
He's trying
should
to trick
have
us.
listed the primary.
All right, here we go.
Not tertiary.
Second one, red. This is a new logo, red.
Georgia.
There's endless
Nebraska.
possibilities.
Nebraska.
Nebraska it is. Good job, Height. So this game's not
Hey,
so
shout out
hard.
to Matt Anderson
Thank
over
you.
there.
Thank you.
This game's not so hard. All right, this last one only has 2 colors, okay?
Oh,
2
okay.
colors. Gold. That's the first one.
Notre Dame.
And it is a school y'all have not named yet.
Minnesota.
Washington?
All right, black. Gold and black. That's the 2 colors that had it listed. So
Army.
great guess, Height, but no.
That is a good guess.
Very similar color scheme, though.
Is it like a yellow gold or like a gold?
It's a gold.
Black and gold.
Blau.
Oh, well, we already said
UCF, it's
Iowa.
not
Who's the
I already
Black
said Iowa,
Knights?
UCF.
It's,
No,
def-
they're
it's more,
the- they're
it's
the
more
Golden
gold.
Knights.
It's more gold than Iowa.
It's more yellow.
Army's the Black Knights too.
No, no.
No, they're the Golden
Like a
Knights.
metallic.
Golden Knights. That's right.
Like a Vegas gold.
Yeah.
Give me a conference.
ACC.
Black and gold.
Wake Forest.
There
Wake
you
Forest,
go.
Demon Deacon. So
Oh, boy.
I don't really feel good about you raining down on my ideas to have topics and games on the show that I'm mixing in. So
That's the-
and this is from a guy that wanted to workshop ideas and never threw out an idea.
Let's workshop it right now.
That's because you'll shoot
I like
down
it.
every idea
Okay.
if it's
No.
not your idea.
Listen, if you've never met a guy who's more negative, I know you probably think that you've experienced some of that, but you want to know somebody who takes it to a new level of negativity? Him.
Don't let.
Unless it's his, right?
Good is the enemy of great. I'm just trying to make y'all better.
Listen, after,
Hey, man, I'm not going to come up with really any ideas, but I'm going to tell you all your ideas. Terrible.
That's exactly when I first came on the show when Raji was over there. It was exact same
He's
thing.
projected
It didn't
on me
matter.
right now. He's projected on me.
No matter what I said, it
Joe.
was like, oh, that's horrible.
True or false?
that's true. I'm starting to learn
Before
that.
I
yeah.
even got it out, it was
He had
like
me
you're in the
fooled at first.
middle.
These guys are
You're in
so
the middle
sensitive.
of giving the idea. Oh, that's a horrible idea. That's god awful. And then 5 minutes later, they'll suggest the exact same thing.
I'm sorry
And
y'all
then-
have to
you
hear
know
all
what?
these show politics behind the scenes. It's not,
And
it's
he
not
came
pretty.
out the gate on fire this morning. So true or false? When he sees his people at work stuff, he's feeling good about his show today and telling them.
Guys, did y'all see my takes on the show? I mean, I was on fire.
And they're his subordinates. They're going, oh, hey, man, you were great, bro. Like, man,
Hey,
amazing.
His head's gonna
that
be
was
so big.
good. Could you sign off on this for me, please?
His head's going to be so big.
That's good stuff. So that was our game right there. Thanks, Jill, for getting that together and bringing a little fun to the show. So to end the show here, we've got a few minutes left. Let's talk about our New Year's resolutions. It's 2024. You know, we're glad to be here. Lord's given us another year. So let's throw out some resolutions. We got
Y'all
Are
don't
all
do-
those
Y'all
resolutions?
don't do show prep? I mean, it's just 3. First of all,
I didn't know we were doing New Year's resolution.
What's the New Year?
it was in the. No.
No.
You just need to know it.
Never mind. Well, hey,
It's in the message that
you-
I'm not in. I already know. Y'all can do it in the regular message because I don't have time to read it.
I know it because I
there
tried
you
to
go.
call you 3 times over the weekend
And
about
again,
between the
what
buses.
happened when I answered? There's been sickness running around my household,
no boy.
and
He hosted a tournament.
and it was the Raider Invitational.
Okay.
Listen,
all right, Oprah.
first of all-
Start. You go last with New Year's resolution.
First
You
of
got
all,
time to think
I'm
about
a
it.
big New Year's goal guy. I don't like resolutions. I like goals, and you revisit your goals then it's just a good time to do it. So to me, you know,
You're ruining
it's a
the beginning
valid
of the
difference.
episode. when
You
did
you
that.
had a good show going
had a good
until
show
then.
today.
Until then.
But hey, and
Dude
so,
try to be profound right there. Like I'm
listen,
not resolution.
It's not about the resolution because the root word of the Rizzo.
You sound like Donald Trump right here.
we're big
Not
goal.
resolution.
We do goals.
Well, I mean, side note, I've been working on a Trump
China.
impersonation for the show.
But so every year,
Nobody does resolutions like that.
At Paris Construction, we do them different.
Every year, January 1st, at the Hightower House, we sit down at lunch and we talk about our goals for the year. And it always turns into a big argument because I feel like goals should be very specific, measurable, and realistic.
Attainable, yeah.
Yeah. But like that specific and measurable is
And
really
y'all
hard
set
for
the bar
people.
pretty low.
Well, you got to be
I
attainable.
bet none of them have been lose weight for you.
And you do want them to be
Every year.
You want them to be. You do want them to be Pacific.
Hey, listen. One of my goals this past year was to run a 5K. So on
I thought you said they had to be attainable.
On December 30th, I did a 5K in my neighborhood by myself. With Jack. With myself.
And lost. He was the only one running, and he still lost.
But listen, so
I can guarantee them ankles were hurting.
knee was a little sore the next day.
What you got, bud? What you got?
So I got a couple. So I want to add another year to my 40-year streak of never getting AM and PM mixed up
On your alarms?
on my alarm. Never done it. Want to keep that streak alive.
Hold on a second. That's not actually 40
that's
years.
a direct
You don't have
jab.
40 years. Because you
Hey,
didn't
hey, quit arguing on semantics and let me get through this.
That was a
segment.
direct jab at me and Jay Baby.
That was.
Well, he didn't have a
Number
cell phone
two.
until he was
Number
about
two.
20. So
Well, you've intermittently had a cell phone since then, so it's
that's
fine.
fair.
So number 2, make sure to let Jay know every single time I go to the gym this year. I missed too many opportunities in the past year. I went to the gym a lot of times and did not let y'all know, and I apologize for that.
Yeah, I was frustrated by not knowing where you were that early.
Number 1, and this is very
We
measurable.
went 1-2-1.
I said 3, 2, 1.
Oh, did you? Okay. But you also said you had a couple, so couple's 2. So
Go ahead with this one.
We would already be done if y'all just were quiet. So the number 1, and this is very measurable. I don't know how realistic it is. It's challenging. Get called an idiot by Adam less than 50 times this year.
No chance you get that one.
Listen, my logic is that gives me an over-under of 1 per week, assuming he misses 2 or 3 shows because his kids are sick or he's got diarrhea or whatever.
No, he's not missing. He's not missing.
So this is just
Hashtag streaking, baby.
Can't see, but I'm winking right. Yeah, he's not going to miss a show. Never
So are
gonna
you
miss
saying over under 50 of him calling you idiot on this show, or
Yeah,
like
just
even
on the show.
outside?
Oh, on
Just
the
on the
show.
show.
I was about to
Just
say
on the
'cause
show.
it's well over 50
So text
outside the show.
messages don't count.
Don't
okay,
count.
that's fair. Look, now that I know that goal, I'll be sure to ramp it up a
And
little bit.
in Hight's defense, when he says "don't be an idiot," is that him calling you an idiot? Because he will throw it. Don't be an idiot.
That's really me just rooting for you to not be an idiot. I mean, I'm
I
cheering
think
for
it's
you.
all about context.
All right, what you got, Height? Some resolutions this year. Ooh.
I gave him a once over. I gave him a once over this morning. I don't
circle
I
back to you.
I didn't know we were supposed to have some.
Are you not in that
That's
group
a
message
lie.
either?
That's
That's
on
a
y'all's.
lie.
That's on y'all's super sack.
Is in there. That's in the group message.
Height was
Me and
well
you
aware.
apparently are both not in.
Yeah, they got.
We do
extra.
have a.
My
we
New
do
Year,
have
I got
a-
one.
I've got
my
one with
New Year's-
everybody. Damn it.
My New Year's resolution is to get into people's group messages, and not have side group
Law.
messages.
It needs to be attainable.
There you go.
All right. So none for you.
Become
I mean,
more
no, I mean,
important. I want to become important enough to
like
be
it.
included.
I
Hey,
like that.
I need
in
to,
everybody.
I think
I need to
that's a
start
good
back to the gym. I'll start back to the gym. Raji told me I looked fat last week when we tried to do the live show.
He's probably going to hit that same comment back after watching
Well, he's
this
beefed
show.
up with clothes. And next week we're
Layers.
planning to go Facebook Live. They're supposed to be bringing something to
When I
help the
shove that
internet.
microphone into your face, you don't know it.
They're supposed to be helping the internet strength out here this week. So hopefully,
Law loves it.
hopefully we'll be Facebook Live. My resolutions, I've got a couple.
That cough sounds a little bit like Doc Holliday's cough. You might have to move out west where it's dry climate.
I might need to hit between the buses.
Catch your breath a little bit.
Might need to hit
definitely
between them buses so I can count to 10. Calm down,
Get that menthol.
so I don't hurt you three.
Mine, I have a couple, or I say I have a couple. Mine, I always like want to lose weight, but that's one of those I just know I'm not going to. So like I hate.
Not a chance.
No, I'm not. So I don't even like. I set that one every year, but I don't. But I am spiritually. With the church, we're doing a partnering with like the Bible recap to do like a year reading of the Bible, and it goes along with this podcast that the lady for like 8 minutes after every day gives you like a summary of the whole thing. And in typical fashion, I've done it before through about Leviticus, and then just like my weight loss, gain, and everything else kind of faded off. So my goal this year is to read the Bible in a year and do that, and then just have some like more intentional, like quiet time. So
Leviticus is pretty close to the beginning.
it is very, yeah. That was a shot at me. I wasn't saying it like I made it deep in there.
I know,
but Leviticus is easy to get bogged down into.
It is.
You got to persevere through that.
We did like a 6-week study of numbers recently.
Hard.
Deep dive.
All right, Law, what about you? You got any?
Hard to believe, but this guy's read the Bible twice.
I believe it.
It's hard to believe.
It's not.
Hey,
don't sell yourself short, Law. We believe in you. I mean, your hair's bad, but we believe in you.
I'm not a reader. Is why it's hard.
I'm not either.
But
I'm not either.
I used to have a sleep problem where I couldn't sleep at night. So I had a old preacher of mine told me if I'd read the Bible. My dad used to say it too. Read the Bible, it'll help you go to sleep.
It'll bring you peace.
It did. I don't. But in the meantime, sometimes I get so interested in what I was reading, I'd stay up all night also reading.
What's your resolution? You got any?
That was it. I just wanted to. I want to be included. Make myself important enough where I'm included.
Not gonna happen.
If I have a serious resolution,
I believe in you, Law.
it would be more patient with my children.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's going to be definitely mine. Is a little more patience with everything because I got a little frustrated this weekend with the Raider Invitational. I think my patience is wearing thin with wrestling and
About like my hairline.
and
They both wearing thin.
It did. I have learned that if I just step back and think about years in the past wrestling, how frustrating I got in the past, I probably wouldn't be as frustrated now. But I don't do that because I'm more of a in the moment.
Hey, we'll see if we can reach those goals. Thought we did a better job today not talking over each other, so people that have listened, maybe you'll be able to hear us a little bit better. Sometimes we get fired up and get excited, so
Intern Jay wasn't here, so
that helped out a little bit, didn't it?
did anybody have any hope that Jay was going to be here?
Nah.
Zero.
No, nor next week because National Championship's next Monday. So, all right, Hight, bring us on.
Be sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Give us a subscription, give us a follow, give us a share, give us a comment, give us a like.
We need you.
Gotta have you. And we'd also love to have you check out thebiguglysportshow.com.
Guys, y'all got anything? Opie Law closes down. Anything? Excited for
Excited about the new
2024? Make sure you join with us. We'll be live next week on Facebook, so phone lines will be open. Anybody that's up that early. We appreciate all you do, guys. Thank you for your support. Again, thank you to our new sponsors. We are excited about this year and everything that it's going to bring. For all of our bus supporters, we love you. Wherever you're at today, whatever you're doing,
Get on that bus.
Yeah, they swishing. Ooh. Yeah, swishing. Yeah.